compliance, ethics as well. More principles of guiding behavior. For example, yes, discussion facts last week about diversity and inclusion, liability, legal responsibility for harm or loss. So let's talk about this a little bit quickly. Yeah. Okay. So why the law matters in hospitality? It's you need to have a law in place to manage it. 3.5 million people generated 138 billion annually. This is by hospitality. Okay. Laws are ensured the fairness and accountability. So laws are in place with our protection. We go to the restaurants or when we're working, it's all there to protect us. If there's no laws provided by the government, God help what will happen to us. You know, in terms of if you imagine going to a kitchen and there's no law on working in the food, the chefs could cook, they can have chicken in the fridge for a month and cook with it because there's no law. Oh my God, a lot of people would be dead, would die. You know, there's always rules of how food should be stored in kitchens. Those you know, you go on, you go for it.
Yes. I mean, when I applied for a job, we've been I've done a couple of tests like about hygiene, about all this liability, about like how to store food in the fridges, like never keep the raw meat with the cooked meat, and they have to be like different story. So yeah, I'm very familiar with this.
Yeah, you definitely would be familiar with this. You know, so it ensures legal frameworks. Business must follow national laws and sector-specific regulations. Every sector has specific regulations. So, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it like this. Let's toss playing up this one. So,
You
yeah. Can you still see?
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah, fine. It's playing up a little bit. It keeps going forward and backwards and etc. So, okay. So legal frameworks. Okay, businesses must follow national laws. All businesses have to follow national laws. This is why it's in place. Real world impacts. A cafe ignoring food hygiene rules. It also customers risk illness and legal action. Okay, so if someone dies in your care, well, if someone dies and it's your restaurant's problem, and you get sent to court, good luck, because you'll either be fined or you'll be sent to prison. You know, so it's very, very serious. Yeah.
This goes down. Exactly.
Businesses will be closed down. Or if the business is not closed down, someone will go to prison. Now, those of you that work in any industry, especially in foods, always cover your tracks. Always cover your backs, because if someone gets ill, seriously food poisoning, and it goes to court and everything, let me tell you something. The company you work for will defend you. They will only defend it themselves.
Yeah.
Be on your own.
Always.
You know?
So we always have to ask the customers if they have any allergies.
That's so important. You need to protect this. Ask the customers questions. See if it's going forward. You might be touching it. See. So let me go back. You need to ask, protect yourself. You've got to make sure you've done your checks. You do your. A prime example. When I used to go and visit kitchens, I used to see. So let's say, right, it's the end. Let's say it's the end of February now, and I'll go in and I'll check, and then I'll check the. Let's say the fridge temperatures. But the fridge temperatures is got the same handwriting, the same color pen from the 1st of February to the 28th of February, the end of the month. It's got the same pen, the same writing. You know, and then I'll say to the chef, "Oh, this is interesting. You got the same writing all day." He's like, "Yeah." But yeah, every day he's checking that pen. Hang on a minute. There's a blue pen here. There's this pen here. You know, to me it looks like he's just left it, and at the end of the month, it's come down. He just thought, "Oh, that's the end of the month." He just wrote everything at the end of the month. You know, so then I always ask questions like, "Why?" You need to be very careful when you do that, because if someone gets ill and this goes to court and they see these information that you've written down, they will help you. You know, they will fine you and send you to prison. So because you've actually killed someone or someone has nearly died. So you know, it's a serious offence. So
It
when you
is.
work in the kitchens and all that, the companies will have their standards.
And there will be a bad reputation for.
Some people don't care, you know. So I've been in kitchens where I have seen chefs just doing silliness with food. And I'm like, what are you doing that for? What's all that about? You know. So you know, sometimes I used to go in the kitchens when the chef wasn't away, and I used to throw food away, and they'll come to me the next day, and they'll go, oh, my chicken's been thrown out. Why did you do that? I said, yeah, it's out of date. You know. Why are you serving out of date? Oh no, my budget. I'm like, what are you worrying about? Your budget or someone dying? I rest my case. You know. So, key legislation in hospitality. Health and safety is one. Everyone, the Health and Safety Act requires employers to ensure the safety of staff and guests. So when you start a new job, okay, you might know health and safety, but the company also have to train you as well to know their standards. Every kitchen or every business will have the same sort of way, but everything is done different. Okay, everything is done different. A prime example, when I used to work for a company, so they used to have different chopping boards, different color codes for chopping boards. So the blue chopping board is usually done for raw fish. They had the blue chopping boards for cutting peeling potatoes and vegetables. They had for the fish, they had it as blue. Sorry, as brown, where the brown one will be for like your raw veg. So, you know, so every company has a different way. It's fine as long as it's following standards and people understand it. You know, so it's very important. So health and safety is one. Food Safety Act ensures that food is safe to eat. Businesses must follow hygiene practices to prevent contamination. Okay, so it's very important. Washing your hands. You know, I used to get. So chefs used to hate me because if I see them going out for smoking, I'll say, can you take a few chef whites and put your clothes on and go and smoke and then come back and put it back on? No, it's a waste of time. I don't go and smoke them. You know, because when you're going outside, you're smoking. Okay, you're smoking. You're putting that on your clothes and you're coming back in the kitchen. Look, it's contamination, and you're going to cook food with it. So I used to tell them, you know, and because of that, I remember one chef a few months later said, you know what, thanks for not smoking. I was like, why? He said, I have to take my uniform off, stop now, and now I've given up, so thank you. I was like, no problem, happy to help. Because the thought of them taking off their uniform, putting on their own clothes, going out smoke, coming back and putting it back in. You know? So, yeah, he gave up smoking. Some of them gave up smoking because they said it was too much. You know? So he helped them in the end and they saved money. But you have to see, if anyone gets ill, especially if you're managing that place, that business, it's going to be on your head. So you have to put protocols in place. When they come back, always make sure that they're washing their hands. You know, it's all part of the Food Safety Act. They're outside, they're smoking, you know, they're doing whatever, you know, God knows whatever else they're doing outside, sort of thing. So, you know, you have to protect yourself. So I remember times when I used to check it. Yeah, go on.
People have bad habits and they're laziness. They don't want to correct themselves.
Yeah.
They keep perpetually in life.
You're so right. You're 100% right. There are lazy people out there, and it's up to managers to keep on top of it. You know, even sometimes I used to check their fingernails. And if the fingernails were very dirty, I said, go wash your hands. Go wash your hands. You know, if their uniforms were dirty, I'll send them home. Go home and put a fresh uniform on. You ain't getting paid today. You know, and then they'll come.
Only once I went to work with the nail shop, and the manager straight away, she told me like the nail polish remover, and she said you have to remove it now, because just in case if your nail polish is chipping and it ends up in the customer's food.
Yes, your manager's good. She was right. You know, I
understood the situation and never asked her. Yeah. You have to listen to the customers, because customers can build up your business and customers can crush your business.
100%. You know, 100%. Having nails in there, you know, having nails in food. I've seen it. All. There's nothing that surprises me in kitchens. I've seen it all. You know, I remember working in the kitchen and like if chefs dropped a certain food, and that they will slide called the 5-second rule. If they drop like a raw chicken or they'll give it 5 seconds, that means it's still safe to eat. But if it's longer than after 5-10 seconds, then they'll take it away. So, you know, so yeah, so a lot of things used to go on in the so Equalities Act. So they used to be an act. This changed. So it used to be called Discrimination Act. Okay, but they changed it in 2010 because people's age and gender. Because people became like there was no law to protect transgender or people that want to change their sexual preference. Let's just say. So they made this law in 2010 called Equalities to protect people from discrimination based on age, gender, race. So it covers all of that. Okay. So as you see, it says a hotel must provide equal service to all. So it's all about respecting disabilities, people, respecting people. You see someone coming. Okay. So yeah. So yeah.
I doubt that anything like this will happen in any of those restaurants.
Oh yeah, there's a lot that goes on. There's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. So, and it's all to protect us. When we go to restaurants, we know these laws are there to protect not just staff, all of us. But in terms of the Equalities Act, it's a very important act because we live in a diverse world now. So it's there to protect. If anyone feels they've been discriminated or anything, they go take the company to court and that. We sued a lot of money. And it has happened before. I don't know if you know, there was a story, I think it's like 10 years now. There was a lady that worked for British Airways. She was a black lady. And she used to wear the cross a lot. So every time they took off, she would always pray because she was Christian. So she would pray. And her colleagues got upset because they're like, why are you praying? So the company basically got rid of her. So she took them to court. And she won like 5 million. Because they were like, hang on a minute, this woman's entitled to pray. So her religion is her belief. But the British Airways colleagues didn't like it. That she will always pray when they're taking off and landing and all that. They thought, no. And yeah, she took them to court and she won like 5 million from them. It was a big story. It was like 10 years ago it happened. So, and she used that Equalities Act. So yeah, that's what these laws are there for, to protect staff. So if you're at work, guys, you feel you're being bullied because of your race or your gender, that's what these laws are there for. Then we've got the licensing laws. So, okay, licensing laws are obviously in place to protect staff must check underage drinkers. People that are underage drinkers. The only way an underage drinker can drink if they're with their parents. Because the parents are the ones that are responsible. Say, yeah, let it happen, that's on your head. So you've got a lot of people that come out and use fake IDs and everything, but you have to use the knowledge. You have to. That's why these laws are in place. And if you serve alcohol to someone
I'm cooking at the same time. Hello, Evie. Oh, Evie! Thank you, friend, for being here. Brett, thank you, Brett. Oh, thank you, Brett. You time out someone. Thank you. Lucy. Thank you, Brett. Ollie, good vibe, Ollie. Thank you very much, Brett. Thank you, friends. Lidi, Wanga, Nateshu, Anas.
Of course, if it's suspicious that the person is underage, and they don't be afraid to approach them just to ask for ID, because obviously you're not going to put the business data.
Never be afraid, because it's your job in the head. Especially if you've got aspirations of running your own business, it's your business on the line. So if you're gonna go, oh yeah, I don't mind. It's all about the money and all this, and this is where I always say all these companies and people just all about greed. Sometimes.
Thank you, Bert. Oh, I had a question here. What are you studying? I'm studying hospitality.
I want to come off record. Look at the downfall, what's happening around.
Double click, double click.
Rich people, what they're doing, harming people, there's people out there want to follow that sort of lifestyle, greed. They want to make money. It's good to make money, 100%, but do it ethically. That way, when you go home, you can sleep well at night and say, "Yep, I've got no one coming for me." All these rich people now, everyone's going for them, and that's why it's very important. Whatever you do in your business and all that, just make sure you do the right thing.
Yeah.
It's a wicked world, and there's a lot of people out there that will be jealous, and they'll do anything to bring you down. But one thing for sure, always make sure you cover your once you come your back, no one can ever come for you.
Yeah.
And if they do come for you, you've got your evidence to say, here you go. And no
Mm-hmm.
one can't do anything. So it's very important. So
Yeah, because Mr. Frank, what you said, it just your goodness will back up you. Yeah, is that we know we work for money to pay bills to support our family. But you is not all about money. It's one of needs. Yeah, it's a good work, and then it will protect you. That's true.
Also, it's common sense. You see, a lot of spring chickens, a lot of youngsters, they can't handle the alcohol, and they might take their own life. They might end up, look, they can't handle it. They start causing all this trouble, and all because of alcohol. So it's also to protect them as well, not only our business, to protect their life as well.
100%. So it's 100%. So it's just you just have to be clever, especially if you're running your own business or you're working for a company. Because let me tell you something, if it goes to court or anything, your company, you think your company are gonna have your back. All the company are interested in is they're all they care about is them, what they're doing. They're not interested in what you're doing. They don't care about you. Because don't forget, and this is why I said to you last week, when you're working for a company, you work for a company to get what you want out of them, not what they want from you. Because you're just a number. We're just a number. Because they will get rid of you to get someone else in. So if someone gets ill and everything, it's on your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'll be nice to you when it goes to court? Trust me, they're only thinking of the manager and the business will only think of themselves. So you need to make sure you need to come in your back. Because I'm telling you now, they ain't gonna come in your back. Unless you know they will do it, fine. But even that, so that's why, even if someone says to you, oh, don't worry, it's just that, give it to them. Just let them have it. And then let them have the chicken, even though it's 5 days old, let them have it. Okay? Yeah, don't worry. Even if they say that, still, it's your judgment to say, nah, I'm not serving it. Because if that person gets ill, do you think that the man's going to say, yeah, I told him cool. Oh, I told him to have the chicken, I told him. It's your word against his. You made it a service, so who's going to get in trouble? Ain't the manager, it's going to be you. So sometimes you have to use your discretion to think, nah, it's not worth it. Okay? So, because let me tell you something, people are very bad out there. You think people like you and people your friends, but
Oh, it's a selfish world. No one cares about you.
very selfish world. See, this laptop, this playing up again.
Yeah, it's playing up.
So yeah, it's a selfish world. So you have to think of number one yourself when you're at work. Make sure So yeah, I've worked in loads of companies where I've had people say, oh, just do this, do that, we'll get a bit extra money. Nope, not doing it, not interested. So not interested in doing it. So you lot do what you will do. I'm happy. I'm happy now. So anyway, work time regulations. So working time regulations, 1998, limited to work 40 hours. I don't know if you lot know this. If you go to a new job, right? They'll give you your contract of 40 hours, but they'll give you another contract to say if you sign this or sign this, just to say that you can work up to 48 hours. You can do extra hours. So that basically means that if there's any extra hours that you've signed, you can do those extra hours. If you don't sign it, your hours will be stuck at 40. Okay, but it's just there to protect them. Because what happened was people were working all these extra hours and basically were taking the companies to court, say, I'm working all these extra hours, blah blah blah. So they came up with a law to say, let's have a signed agreement that if you want to work up to 48 hours, your contracted hours is 40 hours or 37.5 hours, but if you sign this other contract, you can work up to 48 hours. And the reason that is because to protect people. That's why it says it unless agreed. Okay, so it just means that you can work. You sign the contract. They're not going to force it on you. Say, right, you've signed it, you've got to work. But then they can say there's extra hours. It's in your contract. Do you want to do extra hours? But I might do it next week. So they have to work in time regulations. Obviously, you've got minimum wage. So this was in 2023. Now it's £12.71 now. All right, minimum wage. So yeah, I think it's 12. There's a law. Every company needs to have their law. They need to be serving pay staff on the minimum wage, unless they're like won't say anything because they need a job, they need money. So, years ago, I worked for a company and I just needed to work. I was getting paid like £6 an hour. I kept quiet. I should have got more, but I needed a job, so I just kind of kept my head down. The only good thing, they gave loads of good things.
Working in Essex and in a Turkish restaurant, and the guy was robbing us dry. He was like proper slavery, paying like minimum wages, like £10 an hour, taking your service charge, taking your tips. And until I just woke up and I said, this is pure slavery. This is not Turkey, mate.
I like that. Yeah, no, it does happen. The only good thing about that £6 an hour job is that the tips were amazing. So, and by the end of the week, I'll have an extra £200, £300, on top of that. So, and we got paid weekly. So, no, it didn't help in the end. But really, truly, should have paid minimum wage. But sometimes when you're desperate, you need some work. Sometimes you just have to keep quiet, just get on with it. So yeah. So as you can see here, how legislation affects hospitality. This is all your legislations here. So this is what you must comply. So when you write your reports, put these in here. So Health and Safety Act, you need to do it because it's a food business. The Food Safety Act, the Qualities Act, you need to protect staff. Licensing Act, so it's very important again, hold on. So Work Time Regulations Act, the Minimum Wage Act, the Environmental Protection Act, which is here. So let's go back to that secret slide tonight. Do apologise, yeah, desktops decided to play games with me today, but we'll get through it. Environmental, okay, so Environmental Protection Act. So we know now that it's all about being sustainable and being waste. So when you have all these different types of bins, you've got your food waste, you've got your cardboard waste, you've got your plastic waste. They all go to various areas to make stuff, to make paper, to make various things with it, to be sustainable. Okay, because especially in waste, it smells, and so this now.
I'm at school.
So they have a whole environmental.
Well,
Consumer rights, okay? So consumer rights.
Also, this one can bring diseases as well.
100% can bring diseases, it definitely can bring diseases, So, that's why it's all about saving. I mean, yesterday, it was one of my colleagues' birthday, they bought a cake. And the cake was very tiny, and everyone was like, oh, in the past, this cake used to be quite big. And I said, it's because everyone's saving money, it's all cutting costs of this cake. That's the reason we found out a lot of people want that on cake, and it was small, quite tiny. But it's still the same price that they were if it was a bigger size. So it's all about that environment, saving and things like that. Then you've got the Consumer Rights Act. Okay, so the ensure service are provided with reasonable care. Okay, so us as consumers, when we go to restaurants, if we're not happy with the service, we have every right to complain. We have every right to say, I'm not happy with this. Okay, now because of social media, there's some people that will complain about just to get a free meal or this like that. I feel if you're going to do things like that, it's not worth it. You're going to go every time you go out, like that. But always complain. You have a right. There's a law for you. Same way when you go and buy these clothes. You go and buy some clothes, and then let's say it says 15 days on your receipt, but then it's 30 days, and if you wear it and realise, nah, I didn't like it. You still have a right to take it back. You might not get your money back, but you've got a right to change it for something. So
Yeah.
15 days, you can get your money back. If it goes to 30 days, you might not get your money back, but you might be liable to change the outfit for something different. That's what protects your consumer. Same thing when you go to the restaurants. If you're not happy with the food you're getting, or the service is really bad, or you went into a restaurant and they didn't say anything to you, but you're waiting an hour for your food, and you're thinking, why has no one told me about this issue with food? That also, make it.
are the grannies, because they want to have a free meal. I got that quite a lot.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I want to say that the grannies, I think the younger generation as well, because they watch bloggers, they watch people, and they say, oh, you go to this restaurant, you do this, you do this, and they follow as well. Yes, you're right, the granny couples are the younger generation. I think those are the middle-aged ones don't really complain much. They just like, okay, cool. They will complain if they're not happy with something. Yeah. So let me stop sharing. Let me delete this account.
Well, I think personally, I might not complain. Maybe I should complain like to save like the next victim. But usually my parents say just I don't like it. Well, I ain't going back there ever again. So that's my character. But others, yeah, they don't complain for every little breeze and every breath they take in
I'll tell you something fun. I watched this video, and then there was these women out there on a night out and everything, okay? And then they were complaining to the manager about the food. But then the same women were sitting there putting all the food in the doggy bags, taking it home. But they were complaining about the food. All of them were complaining, but then they're sitting there in front of the manager putting the food in doggy bags. Oh, the food's trash. Food's trash. I didn't like this. I didn't like that. But then they put all the food in doggy bags and take it home. You know, and the manager's like, yeah, but you're taking the food away. They're like, yeah. So basically, they were just trying to get free food. That's all.
the whole meal, and then they go, I didn't like that food. Well, it should have said it straight away. No finish the meal. Oh, but I was really hungry. Well, however hungry I am, if I don't like it, I don't touch it.
Go for it, Rebecca. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I just want to add, how can you complain when your plate is empty? Yeah.
Oh,
It doesn't make sense.
People complain. Let me tell you something, Rebecca. You'll be very surprised.
Mm.
They'll finish the whole food and they'll say it's horrible. I didn't like it. When I used to work in restaurants, I remember people used to complain, and it's like, okay, cool, because they want a free wine, they want something extra, you know. So yeah.
Wicked.
They want discount, or they want a free dessert, or they want like freebies, right?
Yeah, people do it. I personally,
They try their luck.
yeah, they will try it, you know, and that's why, and they will try it because of these laws, okay? Because of these laws in place, because they know if they complain, what will happen? They know their rights. People know their rights, so you know, so yeah, that's what they want to play for. So let's see if this will work better now. So yeah, so that's the world we live in. So yeah, because I used to work in the industry a lot. If I'm waiting for food for a while, I understand. Sometimes it's busy working in the kitchen, so I'll sit down and wait. Some people, but I always think the restaurant should say there is a wait on food, you know, and then you go, okay, no problem, I'll go to the bar and have a drink and relax, or no problem, you know. But then if you're saying, oh, come in, you're sitting down, and then you're waiting out for food, like, no. So, and this is why a lot of people prefer going to McDonald's. They know they'll get their food quick.
Fast food, yeah.
They just prefer fast food because they know they ain't got to wait long, you know. So that's why. But then when you go to a good restaurant, it's all about the quality and food as well, you know. So
The quality and the presentation as well.
presentation is definitely.
You know what you're expecting anyway. So sometimes you go to a restaurant and what you expect you don't get. And some people they complain, well, I'm paying all this money and I was expecting something else. For them. Obviously they complain in the right ways and they complain in the wrong ways. So greedy people. They just want to eat, yeah?
Yeah, I 100% agree. They just complain for the sake of it. But that's everyone for you. So, okay, in your reports, you can put this in here. So, not put it in, but write. I would say choose at least 4 of these. Definitely have Health and Safety Act in there. Okay, so tell me how it affects how it applies to your business. Okay, the Food Safety Act is another one you should have in there. Definitely have the Equalities Act in your report, and have the Licensing Act. Okay, and then I would say I would say these 4. So the ones, so Health and Safety, Food Safety, Equalities Act, Licensing Act. Okay, want to add the rest, that's fine. But as long as you've got these main four in there, I'm cool with that.
No.
So, alright, equalities in practice. When we look at in practice in details, the Equalities Act makes it legal to refuse service based on race. Okay? Some people can go into a restaurant and because some people, because of their race or whatever, they might not serve them, their religion, okay? Their disability, they might not serve them. Okay? Yeah. So businesses shouldn't be turned away guests because of their colour or their disability or their gender. Okay? Because at the end of the day, no matter what their preference is or what their religion, we respect everybody. And restaurants that do that are so silly because they're the ones losing out. They're the ones losing money. You know. So, you know, that's why in detail these laws are in place. Okay? So if you see here, I've got an example here. A B&B with bed and breakfast in Cornwall was taken to court in 2021 for refusing a same-sex couple in their bed and breakfast. They lost the case and paid compensation. It's in the Guardian. You know, they think they paid over 100,000.
Wow.
All because of the same sex. They didn't want them in their thing. Look, we all have our religious beliefs. We all have our understanding of what things are. But then who are we to judge? You know.
That's it.
We're a business. We have to make money. You know. Very silly of that company. Ethical consideration. Beyond the law, business should promote inclusion, staff training on unconscious bias. So it's always good. So I'll give you a prime example. When I was hotel manager, we had an Indian wedding in our hotel. So what I did, I got some. There was a guy there was one of my colleagues that was from India. So he trained the staff on how an Indian wedding is, from the clothes, the language, so that way they have so they have training. So when they came to the wedding, the staff felt welcome. They felt
cooking as well.
welcome. They spoke to them when they were. They said it in their language, welcome them in their language. So they felt at home in the hotel, and it was like a nice atmosphere, a nice environment, and it was because of training. The reason why, let's tell you something. The reason why some people are, I would say, are racist sometimes is because of lack of education. So it's because they haven't been taught about religion, about race, people's race. You know, because they haven't been told, because they've been told, sold a lie. But once you understand people's religion, people's background, understanding of things, it makes you learn. You know, there's a lot of people that are not educated to understand things, so they'll listen to certain people in the media, believe what they say, but those people are actually chatting rubbish. You know, so it's all about, you know. So yeah, so my staff really enjoyed it and they learned something that day. But if we didn't train the staff, they would have been ignorant at the wedding, didn't have a care in the world, but because they had an understanding, they appreciated and respected the situation of those people that came to the wedding. Business benefit, inclusive business attract more customers and positive review. So when you go to a restaurant, you see all these different multiple communities working, from different backgrounds working. People like to see that. People like to see, oh wow, this is a nice team working. Someone from different backgrounds working together. It gives you a good reputation. You know, it's a good thing. Oh wow, like, you know, this, that one, whether they, you know, whatever their religious belief, whatever their sexual gender is, as long as they're all working. You know, because when you go to a business, everyone's working in line or a team. It's positive for everyone. Everyone feels positive.
It's very important teamwork and communication.
100%. There's no I in team. There's no I in team. Okay. Steps to ensure legal compliance. Okay. You got identify laws. Okay. Research within laws apply to your business sizes, type, size, and location. Okay. So obviously in your business, you know the laws in your business now. So obviously when you're starting for a new company are meant to train you on these laws. You know, it's very important. Training staff train you on the laws, you go straight in. I will say ask questions, because if you go into that kitchen, you don't know what you're doing, you cook something, someone gets ill, okay? Yes, the company will get in trouble, but you also get in trouble, because they'll say, but you've gone into this kitchen, why didn't you ask questions? You know, they will hammer you as well. So you've got to use your brain and think, no, something's not right here, they're calling me, and it's happened to me before where they desperately need, this is my chefing days years ago, they desperately needed a chef. They didn't even train me, put me straight into the kitchen and that. And then I walked back out, I said, well, I need training. I was saying, yeah, but you got years of experience, you'll be all right. I said, no. It doesn't work like that. Unless you show me how to work it, I'm gone.
Yeah.
Do not throw me into the deep end, and then something goes wrong, you blame me. They're both looking at themselves. Okay, yeah, you're right. And they took me out of
knew what they were doing.
yeah. But they knew what they were doing. Because if anything goes wrong, they'll blame me. So,
Wow.
so yeah. Oh, yeah, cover their tracks. Monitor and review. Not audit and risk assessments. So, when I used to work in the industry, I used to do a lot of risk assessments. So, I used to get the manager's risk assessments, and I'll look at them, and I'll go do my own and compare what the manager's saying. Because some managers will just tick the box, write a few comments, yes, no drama, because they're just being lazy. But I will go for a thorough check, and if I find things are wrong, I used to hammer them. And when I say hammer them, in terms of, I used to have a serious conversation, and that if it happens again, there'll be like written warnings and everything, because you're putting people's lives at risk. People don't understand, like, when they go to these nice restaurants, they do this fancy food, and oh yeah, and all nice and that. You don't understand the lives that you are protecting, especially if someone is ill, seriously ill, especially the older person or a young kid, and they get seriously ill, trust me, if you go to the coroner on a court case, it's not the nicest thing. And I've known some people that have gone to these sort of things before. It's not nice, So audits, and I used to be thorough with my audits, and I remember one of the food and beverage manager said, you check the kitchen, everything's all in date. So when they all used to go home, I used to go in there and check. I found all this food out of date. So I threw everything in the bin. So the chefs came in next day, was like, everything's thrown in the bin and all that. I took pictures and showed him. And I called the manager in and I said, you told me everything was all in date, but look at my audit compared to yours, you lied. So I put him on performance management plan, saying that I'm going to watch everything you're doing. So and then yeah, he was retrained, and it never happened again. If you let it go, especially for those of you that are working as managers, if you let it go once, they're going to do it again and again. So especially if you've got aspiration of running your own business, it's your name on there. It's your name on there, no one else. If anything goes wrong, it comes to you. So update policies when law changes. So the law always changes, especially there's always a law or something. Now you've got these allergens and stuff like that. So it's very important. Okay. What's the difference between ethics and versus law? So law, legal rules are mandatory. If you break them, you face fines, closure, or prosecution. For example, paying below the minimum wage. So you telling me that this Turkish restaurant was paying you below the minimum wage, they're breaking the law. So you could have took them to court. You could have took them to court.
Yeah.
You could have took them to court. So yeah.
It's never too late.
Yeah. So you could have. Yeah.
Just contacted me again the other day, and I thought, why the hell you work for me?
Yeah. They need to pay you national minimum wage, so you could take them to court if you wanted to, because what they're doing is wrong.
Yeah,
right.
Most of the Turkish, they just want to pay you like cash, so they're not going to pay taxes for you.
Do they pay you in cash?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, really?
It's not all bad. Yeah, if they're paying you in cash, I'll keep quiet. Yeah, I'll keep quiet. If they're paying you in cash, yeah.
Yeah, there's no proof, so you keep quiet.
I'll keep quiet. Just don't go complain. But then don't go complain. Don't say anything. Just enjoy it.
Enjoy the money.
Enjoy it. That's what I would say. So that's why they're paying you less, because you're getting everything in cash.
Yeah, they don't have nothing to declare.
think a lot of businesses are going to start doing that soon. I've seen a lot of business now is doing cash in hand work now. They don't have to declare it. A lot of people are starting to think that way now.
They'll be like the small businesses, they just about stepped out into the world. They just almost, so they want to minimize their service. Or they don't want, they just want a couple of people to work in there, and they work just themselves. So it's only little businesses that do that. They cash in hand and.
Oh yeah, the big businesses can't do it, but little businesses can. So yeah, that's good. I'll enjoy it. I'll just enjoy it and get your what you get out of it.
That's why the government is trying to get rid of all the markets, like supermarkets, like for example, Walmart market. Soon it's going to close down because they want to take off all these cash payments because they want to see like what's going in and what's going out. So people they have to depend on getting paid on the card. A lot of banks have been closing down as well.
That's
So
right.
there has to be transactions.
Everything's all about transparency now. Okay, legal minimum. Compliance is a baseline. It keeps you out of trouble. Doesn't guarantee a good reputation. So, being compliant with laws, just being compliant, making sure, whatever your business is being, because if anything goes wrong, the first thing they're going to check is evidence. They want to see all your history, and that's why businesses never throw away paperwork. They archive it. They'll archive it for a good 6 years. And the reason they do that is because they just don't know. Food records as well. Because let's say we had a meal today. Let's say we've eaten today, and then we get food poisoning 4 weeks later. It could be today. So, the reason they keep it is because if anything comes back saying, I was food poisoning today, they need to check what was cooked that day, what was the food temperature, what was, Let me ask you guys a question. When you go to a food restaurant, you see a buffet counter, a hot hold counter. How long does the food need to be on the hot hold before you take it away? So I'll ask again, if you go to a restaurant now and you see a buffet and it's hot hold, the food is hot hold, okay? How long do you think it needs to be on the hot hold before you need to get rid of it?
I think a couple of hours, yeah.
You think
There has to be fresh every day, every couple of hours, every
good?
Every 2 hours.
Yes, you're right. About 90 minutes. 90 minutes, yeah. About 90 minutes, you're right. It needs to go. They need to check the temperature. If it's below 60, you cannot serve it. Okay? So if the food starts, if it's about 75 over 80, it's fine. If it goes below 60 or 65, get rid of it. Never keep serving it, because that is where the bacteria starts forming in the food. Because when it's hot, really hot, bacteria can't come anywhere near it. Well, some forms can, but if it's below 60, bacteria start forming. So you need to get rid of it. So when you go to the buffet restaurant, always check the temperatures. Check the temperatures, because if you see it's really hot, then that's fine. But always check that. So ethics, ethical behavior goes beyond the law. It's about doing what's right and what's fair. So it's all about being fair. For example, sourcing food from sustainable farms is ethical, but not required by law. So if let's just say we've opened up a business now, and we put on our website, our food is from sustainable background, it's sustainable, but it's not, it's from Tesco's, let's just say. But on our website, we've got our sustainable butcher, blah, 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 but it's actually from Tesco's. That's being unethical. You're lying. You're being unethical. So it's not a law to say do it, but then, ethics wise, you're not doing it right. And you can get found. If you get found out, you can be sued. So it's always important to make sure you're being ethical. All right. So, okay. Any questions before I carry on?
It just brings me memories because I've been to quite a few restaurants and I could even tell that it wasn't freshly made and the chef, for example, like the chicken escalope, it will take because I'm cooking that myself and I know how long it should take to cook it and even the texture, how it look like, and especially the flavor, it wasn't
hotels have recognised suppliers? Do you know why? Anyone? Does anyone know why a food business, always have a recognised supplier?
Well, yes, and like, so for the customer to help them, so that they know like what they're eating, where the suppliers they're coming from. They know they're always having like fresh food.
That's one part. The other part is traceability.
Okay.
They need to trace. If anything goes wrong or anyone gets ill,
They know where it's coming from.
they need to trace where it's coming from. That's why it's never recommended that if you own a food business, you keep going to your Tesco's and Asda's and whatever. Because if someone gets ill and you've got your recognised butcher, your recognised supplier, okay, a good supplier, they can trace it where this contamination has come from within minutes, okay, within minutes. However, if you keep buying food from your Tesco's, it's going to take you months before they'll find out where they come from because they're getting so much meat from different parts of the world, so they're not going to trace it straight away. And that's why if you're running a business or you're working with it, they have their own recognised suppliers because of traceability reasons. They can track where the foods come back within minutes, weeks. Whereas if you go to Tesco's, so I used to always tell my chefs and that, do not go and buy things from Tesco's and things like that. You know, always go to your supplier. Don't buy it. We used to have a day by Tesco's and the chefs used to go there, and I used to catch them and say, don't go buy anything from there. You know, and then they were like, why? And I told them the reasons why. They were like, yeah, true, that makes sense. You know, so that's why it's so important that you know, food businesses have their recognised supplier because of traceability reasons. Tesco's has that, and I'm going to tell you where they've got it from. And if they will, it'll take them months before they tell you. By that time, that person needs that information to know what can cure them, so the doctors can do their work. That person could have been dead because you're waiting for Tesco's to get back. But then if you phone your butcher, if you phone your big food and that, they will tell you within a week, or days that it's come from here. Okay, give this information to the doctor. So that way the doctor will know what medicine to do to work on. If you're going to your Asda's and that, they're not going to tell you in time, it's going to take them months. That is why it's never recommended. If you're running a food business, go and get your food from those places because, you know, of traceability reasons. That's why it's always mandatory to have your own supplier. Okay, so that's why.
I'm cooking as well. Hey, Jenny, Fawn, Gloria, thank you, friends. I'm cooking as well, you know.
I'm gonna carry on for a bit, and I've got a video to show you guys. And then
I look sleepy. Hello, happy people. I look very sleepy. Wanga said to me to not eat. Yeah, I'm not eating Wanga. I need to snack. Oh. If you know, I will sleep.
Can you repeat?
Should a hotel or a restaurant use cheap meat from an unknown supplier or pay more for ethically farmed products?
Obviously, it's very important when they get their suppliers from. Like getting cheap to raise their business, it's not going to help them at all. Like, get people they can cook like danger.
100%. So right. So yeah. Here's another question. Is it fair to offer 0 hours contract to cut costs?
Wow. No.
Was improved start. Yeah. So what do you think? Is it fair to offer 0 hours contract to cut costs?
I think it depends. Because now
a lot of people they want to work, but that don't mean like you only part 3 months. So only when they need you.
Yeah.
So because people if they want like a full-time job, obviously they're not gonna be happy to work for a 0 hours contract.
I think for me it depends because there are some people who are desperate to have 0 contract hours to be flexible. Because there are people who don't only have one job, they have a multiple job. So 0 contract hours, it will be very beneficial and then helpful for them. And then it's not really illegal. It's okay. I think I don't know, Mr. Frank, if you can correct me. I don't think it is illegal to give 0 contract hours. Yeah, so yeah, it can be. Mm-hmm. Yeah, go on, sir.
No, it's not legal at all. So they can give you contracted hours, 0 contracted hours, but then a lot of people complain because and the people that just imagine, right? Like you say, there's some people that have their full-time work and they got 0 contracted hours. But there's some people that need the work. There's some people that this is their main source of work. And if they're not getting regular hours and they keep giving it to those that have other jobs, okay, give it to it, that's where it's not fair. So if I was running a business, I would give those extra hours to those that are doing less work, or let's just say I've not got other jobs.
Yeah.
So it's not a law, but they are trying to change the law regarding this. They are trying to change it because a lot of people complain and say it's not fair. So, you know, I've been hired to do a certain amount of hours, but I'm not getting any work. I'm not getting any of this. So, you know, it's not easy with 0 hours contract. But I always think if you're going to do 0 hours contract, always make sure you've got another job as well.
Yeah.
0 hours contract only works in the summertime. It's always works in the summertime. Winter time, forget it. Unless if it's Christmas, then you know. So you know. So I personally, I'm not a big fan of it. It's not something I would agree to do. But some people, everyone's in a different situation. Everyone has different sort of belongings and understanding. So
Yeah.
okay, I'm just going to show you one video to end P5. So do you have an understanding what you need to write in your reports for P5?
Right.
Yes, but it's just a lot to take, isn't it, class?
Well,
Yeah, it's quite a lot because we have a 3 session a week, and then assignment is like a piling up. It's like yeah, but yeah. Anyway.
I guess it's going to be for our own help and our own knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this is what you guys always remember. This is what you guys signed up for. So
Yeah.
Don't make excuses. You know, you got to think of the long term, the achievements you're going to gain from this. Nothing in this world comes easy. You know, so nothing in this world comes easy. It's all up to you. You don't want to do it and you think, oh, okay, yeah, it's too much. Then that's fine. I understand, but you always got to think that, you know, you got to think of the long term. What is it you want out of this? You know, what is it you want out of this? That's where you got to think. There's always a way around it, and I've always seen students before say, no, I don't want to do this. It's too much. And I'm like, okay, it's up to you. Go. You know. But now they're graduating, they're doing their masters.
Oh yeah, the one who was visiting us last week.
Yeah, Alfredo. So a lot of them. Oh, Alfredo. I remember one day I see him cry. I see him cry one day, and I'm like, what are you crying for? So it's too much. I said, well, leave them. It's too much, leave. But look at him now. He's all celebrating, running his own business. So you can do it. It's all up to you. So you know. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not stupid. I know some students will say they're just here to get the money, you know, which is fine. But always remember, my advice to you is, you know, even if you're here just to get the money, fine, but leave with a qualification. Because what you do not want to do is later on in life, okay, you've got opportunities and then all you need is a qualification because you do not know where you're going to be in this world, you know. And in some countries, all you need is a qualification. It's not like in the UK where you need to have a qualification and some experience. All that you need to show is this paperwork that you've achieved this, you've done this, you've got experience in this. Some countries, they like that. They like qualifications. You know, you don't know where you're going to be in the next 10 years. You might be living in a nice country and you think, okay, you know, all I've got qualifications to back it up. Yeah, you'll get all the money, but if you've got the money, let me tell you something, money dries up, your qualification lasts longer. So always remember. So it's always good to say, yeah, I've got the money now, but then when you ain't got the money and when the money dries up and there's no qualifications and then no jobs are coming your way, you know. So always remember, my advice to you lot is, yep, if you're here for the money, that's good, but leave with a qualification, you know. So if you leave with a qualification, then, you know, you've done something because you just don't know where it might take you. All right, so I'm going to show a video to end piece up. It's going to be very interesting. So something you might want to learn. It might happen to your, might be some of your favorite restaurants as well. So it's all about the worst. Right, let me go to it. It's about the worst restaurants in the UK. Okay.
No way.
So yeah. So and it's all about.
As a cup of tea, I thought it would be great to mix with pub. When I saw the domain was available, I was like, I'm...
Reactions.
Right.
They knew. They served it anyway. If you've been grabbing lunch from your favourite high street chain...
Can you not hear it?
Oh no, we can hear
taking
clearly.
your grandchildren
It's
to a
clear.
weekend meal out, or trusting those freshly made labels, you need to hear this. A BBC investigation found fecal bacteria in the ice machines of Britain's biggest fast food restaurants. In today's video, we're exposing 7 of the worst restaurant chains in Britain. Places that look clean on the outside, but failed when investigators looked closer. And at the end, I'll show you 2 chains you can actually trust. This is what they don't want you to know. Let's start with the worst offender. Brand 1, Pret a Manger. You know Pret. You've probably grabbed a sandwich there. They built their entire brand on one promise. Freshly made food, gone by the end of the day. But here's what Pret doesn't tell you. A 15-year-old girl named Natasha bought a baguette from Pret at Heathrow Airport. She was severely allergic to sesame. The sesame was baked into the bread, but nowhere on the label. Her last words to her father were, "Daddy, help me, I can't breathe." She died on that flight. The coroner ruled Pret's labelling was inadequate, but here's the betrayal. Pret had documented 9 sesame-related allergic reactions in the year before Natasha died. 9 warnings. They did nothing. 18 months later, another customer died after eating a Pret flatbread labelled vegan that actually contained dairy. Pret settled that case for £1.25 million. And former employees reveal that freshly made food actually arrives pre-cooked from factories. But those deaths are just the beginning of what's happening in Britain's restaurant kitchens. Brand 2, Subway. You've seen the Subway promise. Fresh bread baked in store, vegetables sliced daily, healthy eating made easy. But Subway has serious hygiene problems across multiple UK branches. An Enfield franchise was fined nearly £21,000 after inspectors found mouse droppings scattered across the kitchen, drain flies breeding near food prep areas, and a live mouse stuck to a glue trap while customers ate their subs. A Middlesbrough branch received a 0 hygiene rating in late 2024. That's the worst score possible. At an Isle of Wight location, inspectors found mould-covered equipment, raw chicken defrosting in the hand-washing sink, and staff who'd never received food safety training. Your 6-inch sub costs you £3 to £5. What you might also be getting is food prepared in conditions that would make you never eat there again. And if you think the big fast food chains are any safer, you're wrong. Brand 3, KFC. You trust KFC, it's a household name. Your kids love it. But when BBC Watchdog tested ice from KFC branches across Britain...
Before I continue, you see what we talked about being ethical, legal, and all this, things to comply with. As you can see, these restaurants are not complying.
7 out of 10 tested positive for fecal bacteria. That's bacteria from human waste in the ice that goes into your drink and your children's drinks. 5 of those branches had contamination levels the lab called significant. One Birmingham branch had previously received a 0 hygiene rating. Multiple KFC locations continue receiving poor ratings. KFC said they were shocked and extremely disappointed and shut down ice machines for...
Do you think I could finish my financial report before my coffee's cold? Watch this.
cleaning. But this wasn't one bad branch. This was 70% of the locations tested. When you're paying £6 to £12 for a family meal, you're trusting that basic hygiene standards are being met. That trust is misplaced. But wait until you hear what inspectors found at McDonald's. Brand 4, McDonald's. McDonald's paid £475,000 after a customer found mouse droppings on their cheeseburger wrapper. That's one of the largest hygiene fines in British history. When inspectors arrived at the Leytonstone branch, they found decomposing mouse remains throughout the food preparation areas. Mouse droppings inside a caramel sauce box. The restaurant closed for 10 days as what the council called an imminent risk to health. But there's something else you need to know about McDonald's. Hundreds of junior crew members have joined legal action against the company following BBC revelations of sexual harassment, abuse, and what workers described as sex for shifts propositions from managers. Your £5 to £8 meal is served by a workforce that's come forward about systematic abuse.
This company's still great, and that's why I wanted to show you this.
Continue. And the hygiene issues aren't limited to fast food. Brand 5, Costa Coffee. Costa Coffee, Britain's biggest coffee chain. You pop in for a latte, maybe a hot chocolate for your grandchild. In 2023, a 13-year-old girl named Hannah died after drinking a Costa hot chocolate. She'd asked for dairy-free milk because of her allergy. They gave her cow's milk instead. The inquest found that Costa's allergy processes were not followed that day. Hannah's mother told the court that allergen safety training was treated as a tick box exercise, not real training, just paperwork to protect the company. A Liverpool Costa location received a 0 hygiene rating in late 2024. 0 means urgent improvement required. You're paying £3.80 to £4.50 for your coffee. You're trusting that when you say dairy-free, they take it seriously. That 13-year-old girl's family trusted Costa too. And if you think sit-down restaurants are any safer than takeaways, think again. Brand 6, Wetherspoons. Wetherspoons built its reputation on affordable British pub grub, steak and chips, curry night, a proper breakfast fry-up. But former staff have revealed the truth. Most Wetherspoons food is microwaved or deep-fried from frozen. Staff have a nickname for the microwave. They call it Chef Mike. Your curry arrives frozen and gets blasted. Your poached eggs come pre-poached in plastic. A viral video from the Bellhanger pub showed mouldy food sitting in the kitchen and microwaves caked with old food. That burger and chips you're paying £5 to £12 for, there's a good chance it never saw a real chef, just Chef Mike and a deep fat fryer. The company's own practices came under scrutiny when an employment tribunal ordered them to pay over £25,000 to an autistic worker they mistreated over staff discount use. This is the company serving your Sunday roast. But here's one more chain you need to know about. Brand 7, Pizza Hut UK. Pizza Hut UK entered administration in October 2025. Their second financial collapse in under a year. 68 restaurants closed immediately, 1,200 jobs gone. HMRC filed a winding up petition for unpaid taxes, revealing a company in chaos while still taking your money. Customer reviews tell the story. The chain sits at poor on Trustpilot. Complaints about cold pizza, excessive taxes, can't keep its restaurants open, and can't satisfy its customers. You have to ask, what corners are they cutting in the kitchen that you can't see? You've been trusting these chains with your family's health. Now let me show you where you should be eating instead. Safe alternatives. You don't have to gamble with your health every time you eat out. Two chains have proved.
I'm going to stop there because I don't want to. I want you not to see well, these laws are in place, but these companies are breaking them.
It is unbelievable. All these popular and very like high businesses. They have so many franchise, so many branches all over the world. It's unreal, like how disgusting they are.
Yeah. You see the equalities at how they're breaking it. The Weatherspoons, there was an autistic staff member that people taking fun at it. They'll fine 25 grand. So companies do get fined. That's what I wanted to show you. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. So
The companies like House Manger and Kentucky Fried Chicken and this stuff. I mean, having a Mickey Mouse in there. Good God, these branches they should be closed and never allowed to reopen again. But because they're such a big companies, obviously the money talks. They pay their price to still keep them open. At least if they will fix themselves, so I'm surprised the customers are still going there. I don't know.
People still go. I mean, Subway. I was surprised with Subway. I've been to a Subway before, and it wasn't the most friendliest place. You know, so I'm not really a big fan of Subway. So when I was at uni, I used to live on Subway, but after that, I was like, no, I'm done with Subway. So I'm not a big fan of Subway.
Family.
I prefer to cook my own food. I know
Hello?
what to put on my plate.
Exactly. Okay, guys. Okay. So,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you.
This is okay.
Before we go for a break,
Thank you.
please,
Thank you.
So we covered basically. Let's go through this up. We basically covered.
The delivery scared me. Oh my gosh. Package has been delivered. I forgot. What did I buy? What's this? Ah, my corset. Oh, my corset. Ah, my body shaper. My body shaper. My body shaper, my corset.
So, we'll come back at 22.
My corset. I bought this. Oh, we have a break. Ew, what did I? What? Oh, we come back when? Oh my God. Oh my goodness. So you said, when are we coming back?
Come back at 22:12.
Thank you. 22:12. Okay. Okay, we are having a break. I am cooking. Hello, happy people. Welcome to my channel, your channel. I'm studying hospitality. As we know, hospitality is what we do really, especially us coming from a big family. Cooking, hosting, and then my community as well. My community, we do catering, and we have an event in my area, my borough, that I provide catering service, things like that. So working with children in the nursery, it doesn't stop me to learn something new. I know it's not new, but when you want to go higher up, you need a certain qualification for you to go higher up, because when they offer you a place or you go a business and then they ask you, do you hold this, do you have this, do you have this? So it's really, it limited me to do some stuff. So hospitality qualification will help me to level up myself, to big up myself. So I'm ready, because I dropped my daughter at school, bus stop to go to school. I came back to have to be online courses. Today online, tomorrow Thursday, no, tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday we will be in the campus. And after here, I think we'll finish at 12:30, and then I will go to work. In the meantime, I'm cooking dinner. I'm learning, I'm cooking dinner as well. After work, I have to go to my daughter's parent evening meeting. So my plate is full. I have assignments. I have a report that I have to upload. It's just not easy, but we can do it, isn't it? So we have a break. I think I'm ending here for me to finish my cooking. Let me take you to, yeah. Come on with me. Let's go cook. Let's go finish the cooking. You come back when? 2012. So 14 minutes. Okay. Gary? Gary? Are you awake? What time are you going to school? What time Kerry is going to school? Ooh, ma corset, zia corset. I have a party to go to. And then the dress code is brown and black. So I ordered this from TikTok shop. I want to wear it with a baggy black trousers. If you know brown trousers. Corset from TikTok shop. It give like a Victoria something time. Beautiful, isn't it? So I'm ending. Yes. Thank you, friend. Thank you very much. You see, over 1 hour. You've been with me, and I really, truly appreciate you. Yes, JD. Yes, JD. JD, look what I bought. Corset. My cousin's party dress code is brown and black. And then I bought in the TikTok shop. TikTok shop. Cute. So I have a party to go to. And then thank you very much, friend. I will see you next time. I have a break. I didn't finish the lesson here. It's lunchtime. Bye for now. Bye. Thank you.